Hello friends, welcome to Southern Seasons. My name is Jody and I'm so glad that you joined me here today. If you love decorating, DIYs, thrifting, and tablescapes, then this is the channel for you. Today's video, I am going to be showing you how I make my French country farmhouse roosters. I'm actually going to be showing you how I cut them out and how I do the painting and crackle finish. So here I am cutting out the wings that I use on my scroll saw. And I have sped this up a little bit. I wish I could go this fast. And I have been using a scroll saw, almost 30 years. And I've never cut myself, never have, which is good. I always hate it when the blade breaks on you. That is one thing that always makes me nervous, when the blade will break on you, because when you have to do a lot of curves like this, the blade will eventually break in two. So I'm going to finish up these two wings here, and I have the other two done because I'm making two roosters. Okay. And now I'm going to cut out the big rooster. I'm making this full-size one here and one about, I think I made the pattern about 80% instead of this. This one's 100% and I made the other one 80%. So basically, this is all I do. Again, I have this sped up. It did take me, I think this took me about 7 minutes to cut this out because I do go a little bit slower in real time when I do this. And I've had this scroll saw, oh my gosh, for almost 20 years now. And unfortunately, the little hose there that you see to the right top, or the left top, that doesn't work anymore. That's supposed to blow the sawdust away, so I'm always having to just blow it myself. You know, it's fine, no big deal. And then, of course, my light doesn't work anymore either, but I don't cut in the dark anyway. It's always daytime, and I do bring my saw out into the driveway to do all this. Okay, so I'll be finishing this up here. I do like to do a few pieces at a time when I do this instead of going all the way around, because I do only have so much room on my saw when I'm doing bigger items. Okay, we're going to come into here. And then I'll just go in, as you can see, for the beak there. Then I just come back in on the tail feathers here. And I go into the corner there, come back out, and then go on the other side. And then that just pops out. Okay, get this last one finished. Ignore my husband's white legs there. And now I'm just going to be sanding. I'm just going to show you the wings. I just have my circular sander, and of course it just kind of flew out. I have a square one too, but I didn't feel like messing with that one. I just thought I'd use my circular one. I just have to hold on to it really good. So I just sand the edges and both sides, and then I do a little bit of rounding on the edges on there. So I'll be finishing, I got my 4 wings here, and then I'll be finished up the roosters, and then we'll get started on the bases for them. So basically, I have 3 of these wooden, I guess you call them plaques, that I attach together, and then I have these bunt feet for furniture that I got some at Lowe's and some at Home Depot. And I'm just using my E6000, have a hole drilled. I kept the screws on because then you just drill a hole that size. And then you just have to drill a hole in the top of this one for the other one to fit in. Do the same thing. And as you can see, I have a hole on top of that one because I'll be putting a dowel rod in there because there is a hole in the rooster. And that's how I will attach the rooster to the base. And I do these separately when I paint them. It's just much easier to handle. Now here is the other base. This is for the smaller rooster, and I just have 2 square ones, and I'm using a little different furniture leg here. Just gonna again glue it in. So much easier just to keep the screws there and just use them as a dowel rod. Okay. And all of this is going to have to dry, so I'm going to get started on the roosters first. So here is the big rooster, and this is the color that I am using first. You can use any color you want. You can use a black, you can use any color brown, and I've sped up the painting on here, so I'm just going to be covering all the edges and both sides, and I will be putting 2 coats on here. And once this coat dries here, I will be sanding, because with pine, even though I've sanded everything really good, when I start adding the paint, it gets really rough. So you just want to sand it one more time, and then your second coat, when you put that on and when it dries, everything will be really smooth. So I'm just going to finish this up and get the other side done, get my 2 coats on, and then I'm using this crackle medium from Folk Art. Okay? And all you're doing is brushing it on, just like you would paint everywhere that you want it. And of course I have to wait for it to dry. I kind of would just wait for it to dry to the touch before I'll do the other side. And then I will let it dry for about an hour before I'm going to go on and put my off-white paint. Now the paint I'm using is just a combination of pure white and light buttermilk from the Americana. I needed a whole lot of it, so I just mixed up a whole bunch. So it's more of a kind of a like a light ivory color, I guess you would call it. And I'm just going on here, I'm going thicker in some spots and thinner in other, and you want to work really fast because it does start crackling very quickly. And if you try to go back over, it will pull your paint off, so just kind of work as fast as you can. Okay, and then I'm going to finish up this side over here. Sorry that it got off the camera just a little bit there, so you can't see all that. But as you can see down here on the tail feathers, you can see the crackling. Okay, see how that looks? And it's going to continue to crackle a little bit more on the head part. And then of course I will finish up the edges and the other side. So now that I have this done, what I did was, while it was still a little damp before it fully dries, I just take a damp paper towel and I'm just going to rub off a little bit here and there. I will also be taking some sandpaper and doing some more distressing to it, but I just want to do initially a few sections here because it is a little harder to get it off with the sandpaper. Easier on the edges, but just not on the flat part. So I'm just going to take a little bit off here so I don't have to do as much sanding to it. Okay, yeah, I'm going to take a little bit more off there. I do like to have it look really distressed when I make these, so. And of course when I do these, no two are alike. It's hard to duplicate the distressing, so. Okay, so now I'm going to let this dry and I will be doing the sanding again, and then I'll be attaching it to the bases. Let me show you how the bases turned out. Next, I'm going to be gluing in the dowel rods to the tops of the bases and glue the roosters on. Once that dries, I will be spraying them with a matte clear coat finish. So here is how they turned out. This is the small one, and I love that little knot there. That's why I went ahead and kept it that way. I think it looks so cute. I added this harlequin ribbon to here and just tied a little bow. But you know, it looks just as pretty without, and you can see more detail if you don't have a bow on there. I have this in my kitchen right now in my one corner that I decorate. I've done a little bit of decorating in here. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because I will be doing a video on the kitchen. I'm going to turn him back around here because I'm not sure if I want to keep the bow on or the bow off yet. I'm not sure. Let's see how the big one looks on the base. Now, I went ahead and did the same harlequin ribbon here. It's just a little bit thicker. I'm going to show you the base here. I think this is gorgeous. I love how this turned out. Check him out really close here. Okay, let's turn him back around. All right, so I'm going to show you some close-ups of both of them with their bows and without. That is going to do it for the video today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I will not be doing a tablescape tomorrow. Instead, later in the week, I'm going to do the decorating in the kitchen. That will be my next video. So, I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.